Roll call.
Mayor Connie Ball.
Here.
Vice Mayor Mike Profit.
Here.
Alderman Jeff Fancher. Alderman Roger Gribble.
Here.
Alderman Mike Hansel.
Here.
Alderman Bobby Knight.
Here.
City Attorney Terry Hurst.
Here.
City Administrator James Fincham.
Here.
Thank you, Tina. Item 3 is the approval of the minutes of the meeting on November the 10th, 2015. I think Roger said there was a correction that he needed to make.
Yes, I had, before I asked you gentlemen to correct, and Regina to correct the minutes to show that I'd voted no on that amendment to the, what was it, Tina?
Budget amendment.
Yeah, amendment.
For the city.
Okay. And it was changed, but I did not vote yes or no. I did not cast a ballot, so.
Okay, so that can be
Correct
corrected.
that. Yes.
Okay, any other corrections?
Thank Regina for catching that for me.
Do we have a motion to approve as corrected?
Motion to approve.
We have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Any noes? I hear none. There's nothing under item 4, proclamations. Communication, James Fincham, City Administrator.
Thank you, Mayor.
Welcome.
Only got a few things to go over. Last Friday night was our 3rd annual small town Christmas celebration. Alderman Knight and Alderman Profit came over to the church and handed out the programs. We were televised this year for the first time over at the church with the music, and I thought the music was really good. And of course, we had City Hall open for the children. We had a lot of people early, but it kind of fizzled out earlier than usual. So we, instead of staying till 9, we shut down about 8:30 instead of 9. We just, our turnout was down a little bit this year. We've kind of tried to brainstorm and figure out, what might have contributed to that, and there was a lot of things going on that night. There was something at the grammar school, several churches were having programs, there was a ball game up at high school. Parrotsville had their first annual thing that night, not the same thing we had, but a Christmas celebration going on over there. So I don't know. We're going to look and see, is there something we need to do different? When the committee get the committee together and look at it and evaluate, which way to go with it next year.
Let me just say,
yes,
for those that may not know, Rusty Wallace Ford funded the city with a $1,500 check to be able to put this on for the kids in the community. And I think there were several treat bags left, and I took a box to the Ford place for them to pass out for kids, and I think the rest of that is going to the fire department for the Toys for Tots Day. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So it's utilized, but it was a great event. There's a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into that, and like James said, for some reason there was not much attendance. I'd say there was not 50 at the church.
Yeah, that's probably 50, about 50 is what was there.
50 or 60, and
I think being televised probably played a role in that.
Probably.
Because they didn't have to actually come be in attendance to enjoy it, and so I think that probably played a role in that.
There's some great American Idol singers there too.
There was some good singing.
Wonderful. Okay, James. Sorry.
Been to that.
On our properties downtown for sale, no movement really, but we've had a lot of people come look at them in the last few weeks. So I'm hoping maybe that'll, translate into something down the road. Had one guy that came that had actually took a picture of the front of one of the properties and did a computer-generated facade, looking how he could make it look. So that, if he's went to that much trouble, then he's very interested if he's taking the time to do that. But no actual movement, but we have had a lot of interest. The memorial building, for the past few years, for past year in particular, there's been a lot of interest and concern about the memorial building. And to bring you up to speed on that, there's going to be a meeting Thursday at the Disabled American Veterans Building concerning the memorial building and what that they are proposing to do, and I think it's a fantastic idea. is instead of just the American Legion to be responsible for the memorial building, they're trying to get all the local veteran services to come together and form a committee to oversee the building. And let, instead of just one organization be responsible for it, let all the veterans organizations to have a role in it. And I think that's a great idea. And so we're going to attend that meeting Thursday, and of course, any of y'all want to come, be invited to come. I know Coach is
Where is
going to
that
try to
and
go.
what time, James?
It's at the Disabled American Veterans Building, over where the old Newport School used to be,
Okay.
at 11 o'clock Thursday. And so, like I say, real excited about that. I think that, you know, that has a lot of potential to move forward and try to find a solution for the building down there.
We tried to get everybody together because everybody was saying, he said, she said, and all that back and forth. And I said, so the idea is to have them all together, know what each other said, and try to get something done instead of just talking about it. It's been going on for several years now, and we've got the people that's interested in it now. Now we know who's responsible, who can do what, so I think it'll be a productive meeting on Thursday.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, James.
James, could I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
On these buildings that, where we've been advised that they're going to demolish the building, how long do they have to demolish that? Maybe that should be...
That'd be Mark would be better
Mark.
able to answer that than I would. But we actually had somebody, go ahead, Mark, go ahead and get up there. Please, go ahead. He's been moving on some of those. He cited somebody yesterday on that, so we are, just for the record, we are moving on those, and of course, they're not happy, but we're moving on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally when those buildings down that the workshop made reference to, I contacted the property owners, gave them 30 days to either start getting them fixed or they need to be demolished. And I've talked to the property owners who have agreed they're going to demolish them, and there's a few things that are sort of in the works on trying to acquire each other's properties, I think. And for some reason, they think that it might be a little cheaper if their building is still standing, so that the other property owner, I shouldn't be saying this publicly, should I?
Nobody ever said that.
But, yeah, they're trying to negotiate on acquiring. And I think we've already worked out the process with the main one, the red building.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting the what we're able to do to help get orchestrated, and then they'll be taken down.
Hey, Mark, on the citation, or if I understood his question.
Have we cited them already?
We have cited somebody, and that was his question. Once you, like the citation you issued yesterday, how long did you give them to do the demolition? Because I know they told you their timeline. What was your timeline?
30 days before the court.
I think that was the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, now, the citation wasn't for those particular cluster. It was for up on East Broadway, that
You haven't
big
cited
house.
this building down on Main yet?
No, because they've agreed they're going to demolish them.
Okay.
They're just trying to work out the details right now.
All right, sounds great.
The property owner approached us about what kind of support could we give as the city as far as if he had the building demoed, what could the city bring to the table as far as helping remove the debris? And I told him, I talked to Ben about it, and of course it has to be sorted, and it just depends on how much of it there is, because it has to go to different places and we can't sort it. And we don't have large trucks to remove it, but just on the one building down there, we think we could work something out for him maybe. But they would have to sort it, and I made that very clear to him. We will not sort it because it doesn't all go to the same place.
Brick and wood.
Correct, yes, sir.
10.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Okay, there's no appointments to any boards. Tanner Preservation Alliance, y'all have a report?
Just wanted to make a request. We'd like to ask the board if we could, the council, if we could put our banner on the building up there. It has our website and possibly our GoFund account on the banner,
On the building.
on the building.
I think that would be whatever, Mark.
Yeah, if y'all approve this particular banner, certainly that's no problem.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
What's your pleasure?
I make a motion, we approve it.
Okay, got a motion, got a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. I hear none. Thank you, Carl. Under item 8's old business, and that is the consideration of the second reading of the ordinance 2015-13 to allow for the partial payment of real property taxes for the city of Newport, Tennessee. Go ahead and you read on that.
Well, Mayor, you actually read it, but just to be on the safe side, I'll read it into the record. It's ordinance 2015-13, an ordinance to allow for the partial payment of real property taxes for the city of Newport. And that would be what we're voting on the second reading.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve that.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. I hear none. Item 9, new business. Item A is consideration of first reading of ordinance 2015-14 to amend the zoning regulations of the city of Newport to add wireless telecommunication towers and antenna restrictions.
And Mayor, this was the ordinance we had been considering, and last month it went before the Planning Commission, and it was approved by them after a little discussion. They're all for it, and I'll read the caption of that ordinance into the record. It's ordinance number 2015-14, an ordinance to amend the zoning regulations of the city of Newport to add wireless telecommunications towers and antenna restrictions.
Okay, we have a motion to approve
On first reading.
on the first reading.
Motion to approve.
We have a second? Second. Any other discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. Yes, Mark?
One thing I'd like to mention before you vote on it,
A little late now.
Or,
It's on the next.
the Planning Commission did recommend it. I've been going through all the numbers, the section numbers, and there's a few numbers that don't quite mesh with our zoning ordinance. And if you all will go ahead and approve this, and then we'll have the numbers corrected by the workshop,
I think
and then second reading.
that'll be fine. No problem.
Thank you.
Well,
Do we vote?
we did.
already voted.
We voted?
Yeah, you already, we'll amend those numbers before the public hearing.
Okay.
Talking about like cell towers and stuff.
Okay, item B, under new business, is consideration of first reading of ordinance 2015-15 to amend the zoning regulations allowing bed and breakfast inns in the R1 low-density district residential district by adding to Chapter 6, Section 601. What's your pleasure?
What is R1? Is that
It's
regular?
Residential 1, I believe.
Residential one.
low-density residential, which is Clifton Heights area up here. In our zoning ordinance, bed and breakfast can go in an R2 zone, medium-density residential. And in this particular case, one of the Stokely houses, the new owner has petitioned the Planning Commission to put a bed and breakfast there. And these regulations would be very restrictive, so that the items under Section 6-606 outlines all the particulars that have to be, and the idea is that if they should close, not be a bed and breakfast, then a new owner can't come in and automatically say, well, it's bed and breakfast, we're going to continue it. They'd have to go through this process again.
We had a bed, was there not a bed and breakfast on Clifton Heights at one time?
Yes. And it was quite successful.
And it had to go through
It did go through the process.
So you're approving one bed and breakfast on Clifton Heights, not a,
Well, one had the property area rezoned to an R2 zone to allow it. And the board felt that it's much better to keep control of this so that the character of the neighborhood doesn't change. The one that was rezoned on the curve on Clifton Heights
right?
was, they had plenty of land for parking, but for some reason, the patrons parked on the streets, and that caused some problems. Well, neighbors didn't like it. And so this is an attempt to keep that from happening. And obviously, any bed and breakfast that gets petitioned would, we'd have to have a public hearing on it anyway for the citizens to be able to.
If someone moved back into the one that's already zoned R2 on Clifton Heights,
Yes.
then it would not require planning commission or
No,
council
they'd be
approval?
able to start the bed and breakfast back up because it was approved.
Anyone that bought that property could put
Yes.
because you changed, it was
Because,
changed to
yeah.
R2.
Yes.
That one house and land.
That property there, yes.
Like
But
you said, Mark, there's enough restrictions on it, y'all got it down to where anybody just can't come in and do, it's really restricted, not like
Yeah.
the restrictions you had on.
yes,
Shouldn't cause any problems in the
But
neighborhood.
that's only true of this one, not the previous one.
well, we have several bed and breakfasts that have established, and I don't know of any
On
that are
Clifton
still
Heights.
over in an R2 zone.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, that
there's an
was-
R2 zone in Clifton Heights, right?
Yes, just that one section
No,
there.
you wouldn't have to come back to planning commission or the council to
Not
move
for,
them, put a bed and breakfast in there. All you'd have to do is obtain a license, correct?
yes, and meet state regulations on it.
So that would be two that could possibly be there on that one street.
That would be the possibility, yes. Of course, now I think we can tighten down the restrictions in an R2 zone to require them to come back before any bed and breakfast tries to open back up, come back up to review the particulars of it.
I think we should make a motion to do that. Can we do that before we vote on this?
Well, we could just have Mark to
Take it to the
take
planning
it to the
commission
planning
for their,
commission and then approve it
yes,
different from this one.
yes, because it's a different zone issue.
So
Okay.
you can do that, can't you, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, it's fine with me.
All right, do we have a motion to approve this on the first reading?
Mayor, let me read that
Okay.
caption of
I'm sorry, I
that.
thought you might have.
It's ordinance number 2015-15, an ordinance to amend the zoning regulations of the city of Newport allowing bed and breakfast inns in the R1 low-density district, residential district, by adding to Chapter 6, Section 601.
Okay, thank you, Terry. Now do we have a motion to approve? First
Order.
reading.
Would that not be allowing a bed and breakfast in, period? Because we're just doing this for one, right?
Well, no, actually, that would be allowing the consideration in all of our R1 zones.
Right.
It wouldn't be just Clifton Heights.
It's really restricted though, if you read all that
Yeah.
stuff, that there's most restricted thing that you can put in here.
And we have very limited R1 zones now anyway. Indian Hills, for instance, is one area.
Did we have a motion?
I make a motion.
Do we have a second? Second. Any other discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no.
No.
That's 2-1.
2-1. 3-1, wasn't it?
3-1.
Yeah,
Yes.
3-1. I thought we might have left.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah. Okay, item C, consideration of applying for farmer's market grant of 2016. It's not to exceed $1,000, and it's a 100% grant. Do we have a
That's-
motion to approve?
We do that every year. That's been
Yeah,
a recurring
just-
thing for some years.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. I hear none. Item D is consideration of ratification of Newport Utilities Resolution for authorizing application for a rural economic development loan. Do we have a motion to approve them? Glenn, go ahead.
I was just going to come back, Connie, in case there was any questions about any details about the loan. It simply is loans that are available to USDA at zero interest, and Newport Utilities applied to become the intermediary to distribute those loans, and we already have one business in the industrial park that has applied, and that's RGE USA, and it looks like they can be approved. So I gave you a copy of the resolution that Newport Utilities adopted. It probably didn't have to be ratified, but we thought to keep everybody on the same sheet of music, it'd be worthwhile to get a ratification.
Good idea.
That's great.
Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. It's done.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ray, that's saved quite a bit of money, or you helped in the recruiting process. It's helped them quite a bit in it, with stuff like this. Because people are looking for that. They said we're about 10 years behind other places, but I'm glad
We've got one interested company that this USDA loan might be what allows them to come on and locate Newport.
Before we move to citizens' comments, we've got a good-looking bunch of young people. Are y'all representing leadership? Could somebody stand up and tell us? Yeah, no, you can be fine.
Come on, your number, Sean, for word there, Mr. Conn.
What am I telling?
Just tell them what your group is.
We're a alcohol leadership class, and we have to attend city council, COB, school board, and another meeting of our choosing to learn what Cocke County legislative is running and stuff like that.
That's great. Good to have you all here.
Glad to have you.
Let's give them a hand.
Yeah, thank you.
That's right.
There you go.
I'll sign your paper when you get through if you need me. Citizens' comments. Anyone have citizens' comments?
Mayor, I try to do this every year, but the 19th, Saturday at lunchtime, is when we'll be doing the tours for kids at the main fire station. If anybody wants to come by and see what happens or how it works and all that, you're welcome. I know Mr. Knight has done many, many of them, but anybody's welcome to come down and see how all that works and everything.
That's at noon?
That's at noon, December the 19th.
Okay.
Mr. Ray, we appreciate what y'all and the whole fire department has done. I've kept up with it over years. You've really got it down now to people that really need things, and I appreciate all the time and effort all you firemen are making. Tell them all that.
Well, you're welcome, but we're not the only group in the town or in the county that does this for people for Christmas.
Right.
We just happen to be one of them right now talking about it.
Thank you.
Mayor, Mr. Frank Wilhelm is here. He was wanting to address the
Okay,
council.
you can step to the podium.
I just wanted to say that the Cocke County Senior Center will be hosting a law enforcement, emergency personnel appreciation luncheon on December the 17th, which is next Thursday, at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and we invite everyone. I sent invitations out, but I made the invitation in Publisher, so a lot of people didn't get to open it. I don't think you opened it either, Mayor.
I didn't, but I got another one that had.
Okay.
So I've got it wrote down.
So I just wanted to let you and the council know that you're invited, and we hope you can come by. It won't be a program, just come by and eat some good food.
That's the best way. Thank you, Carlene. Okay, step to the mic, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I've got a situation that's come up. I'm a business person here in town. I pay my taxes, or try to anyway. Went to the office over here several years ago, paid my taxes and so on and so forth. When after 3 years, they told me that there was a back tax of, I think it was $55 in personal property tax. Why they didn't have it on there, I don't know. I can't find receipts. They can't find anything on theirs. So we had a meeting here in the building with several people, and it was told to me at the end of that meeting that they was going to go to that Mr. Hirsch was going to do something as far as going to the court to waive the interest and the fees and things like that, so I could start paying my personal property tax. Because I can't take it if you have taxes in the rear, okay? They took 3 years and then come back and said I had something in the rear. We tried to clear it up. My understanding it was supposed to be done. It didn't get done, and now I've got like $1,000 worth of fees and court costs and all this other kind of stuff, and I'm still trying to pay my taxes, and I can't pay it. All the other taxes I take care of. This one I can't get done. I'm asking you guys, if you would, to have whatever was supposed to be done about 5 years ago to get done again, or at least to get done, and that is to have a Judge Hooper or whoever signs off on the fees and that kind of thing. I try to pay it. I can't pay it. I mean, I've got the money to pay it, but I can't pay it because I can't take it because there's something in the rears as far as their records go. This happened back in 2006. I paid it up through, let's see, I think it's 2009 is when they stopped taking it until I got cleared up, and it never got cleared up. And I can't do anything personally. I spoke with this gentleman over here earlier today. I talked to you on the phone.
I remember that, yes.
And he instructed me that it's probably a good idea to come up here and talk to you guys tonight because, deadline's coming. They want to get it collected. And I want to pay it, but I can't pay it until that part gets taken care of. And
Well, I had, of course, 2006, I have a little recollection of what went on in 2006, quite honestly. There is no court order relieving him of his interest and penalty. I checked the records. There's no court order over there. Before I could ever get a court order to relieve a person of their tax penalty and interest, the council would have to approve it. I think we checked the records. The council's no council has ever approved any such order. Any agreement, I really don't know how an agreement could be reached without the council's approval. And if there's no record of it, then, if there was a record of it, if the council had approved it, then we could go back and do it, I think. This council still could, but to wait 9 years, I guess. It's been 9 years since.
no, it's been 5 or 6 years from 2009 to now.
Well, I understand.
And it started out as a
2006
$55
tax.
bill?
2006 taxes due, and then 2009 forward.
I couldn't pay
business
2009.
Personal property tax, and the real property tax is caught up again, so only, except for the 2013.
Right.
It was my understanding that real property was caught up when the property was up for sale.
That must have been in a prior time because there is
I talked to the
delinquent
clerk
taxes
over
on
there.
it.
They were very upset with this gentleman. He came in with $1 bills to pay
That's true, I did.
$1,000 that would cause them to have to
I
shut
did.
down their office.
I was very upset that day. I sure did. I tried to pay it by check and they wouldn't take a check.
What happened in 2006? What didn't,
I don't have a clue.
do you think you paid your taxes in
yes.
2006
Yes.
and there's no record of it?
Exactly. But then they took it in 2007, they took it in 2008, and then they wouldn't take it in 2009. And it's been going on ever since.
To refresh the council's memory, it is the city's policy that, and has been for many years, that our staff here at City Hall is not supposed to take any taxes, like for a current year or last year or whatever, if there is a prior year. You have to catch them up before you can go forward. And so evidently, for whatever reason, in 7, 8, and 9, they took the taxes year. And then in 10, they stopped it. They didn't do it anymore because 6 is according to our records, 6s had not been paid. 7, 8, and 9 should not have been accepted, but for what, I can't explain it. That's way before my time. Like a lot of things that happened here that I can't explain.
And I can't explain it either.
What can we do to help him for where we're at?
Well, what he is asking is that you waive all the penalty and interest off all the taxes he hasn't paid, and he, if I understand correctly, and he's willing to pay the tax, but he's asking you all to waive all his interest and penalty.
Well, what is the amount of the original tax? What tax do you owe? What are you willing to pay?
Well, the taxes that are in the rears on that 06 thing, it says it was $55. That's what started the whole thing.
Was $65?
55. That's what it was in 06.
55, okay.
I think it was paid, pretty sure it was paid, and then I paid the rest of them up to that point. Let's see, I've got it here. $462 is what the actual tax would be due if I could have paid it when I tried to. I'm willing to pay that. I owe that. I have no problem with that. It's all this other stuff after.
You're willing to pay $462, and what are they, how much are they wanting?
With the fees and stuff, it's another $696 worth of fees, worth of all that other stuff that I was told was going to be taken care of way back when, and it wasn't. And I've been trying to take care of it ever since, and it's got to a point where I need to get it out, get it done. You guys need the tax money, and I'm not trying to get out of paying the tax. It's not all that much.
I've been in a situation sort of like you, and I had been through the same process, same thing, and I feel like, it's just my opinion, if there's something we can do to help him, let's get this out of the way and go on about our business instead of just keep on dragging it and not getting anything out of it. Now, that's my opinion about it, because I've been in a situation like this.
And I'm sorry, how much was the tax amount you said that you're requesting be forgiven?
It's not the tax amount, just the fees.
Penalty and interest and court fee.
Monetary amount.
If I've got my figures right, I think it's $696.40. That's what I think it is.
$621.60 at the court for just your personal property taxes, $13.80 at the city on your personal property taxes. Are you also asking
I'm
for
looking at the
forgiveness
stuff you
on the
gave me
real
today.
business property?
No,
No?
no, I'm just looking at this personal stuff that you gave me today.
And I totaled those up, so maybe we need to compare the dollars.
Maybe I misread them, I'm not sure, but that's, whatever it is what I'm asking to be cleared. I don't mind paying the tax. I owed that. I still owe that. But it's the penalties and all that stuff because I was not able to pay the taxes because you guys couldn't take it.
But you
And put
could
me
have
in a
paid
pickle.
06 when you discovered in 09 that it was past due. And at that time, there was no court order. You could have paid the 06.
According to your
tax
own
penalty.
office.
Excuse me, sir. Could I be allowed to
Yes, ma'am.
finish?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You could have went and paid the 06. It's $179 at that time, less than
No,
that,
it was 55 at that time.
for just the base tax.
Right.
The interest and penalty and court fee over there, had you paid it in 09, when you found out the issue's still there, wouldn't have been very much at all. It'd have been less than the 179, but you chose not to.
But
That
the-
would have stopped it too, and you could have still come back and requested credit. You still could have fought the argument.
Okay. Well,
That would have stopped this.
At
You had that option.
at that time,
At that time, you could have, yes, and you.
I didn't know
refused to
that
do
because at that time, they refused to take anything until it was
so.
taken.
Until the prior was paid.
But they also told me that it was already paid because they couldn't take the taxes for the next 2.5 or 3 years, whatever it was.
Somebody.
That's where the debacle came in. My hands were tied at that time. Whoever was in there at that time. I know you weren't there, and I'm not complaining about anybody here. I'm just saying that at the time I tried to pay it, they would not take it. They wouldn't even clear me to take it until I talked to
But
somebody.
that's what I'm saying, if you'd paid the 06, that would have stopped this chain of events.
Well, it might have, but at that time, when I tried to, they wouldn't let me.
They would have let you pay
They would have let you
those
pay
because that's what you were
06.
buying. That's wasn't holding you up.
Who was the person back there?
I don't remember. Honestly, I don't.
Who was it?
He said that, today he told me that he talked to Jeannie Wilson.
No, well, Jeannie Birdwell at the time.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean,
She was actually in Jackson Lake.
She was the interim.
She was a recorder.
Well, she went, and she's the one that said it was paid for me not to pay it.
Terry's going, what can we do, Terry? Can you,
All I can do would be to, I'm not sure what else I could add. We could give you the exact figures that we're dealing with, I guess.
you can do that and report back at the next council meeting?
Sure.
Well, you're gonna have to give him an extension, because what's brought it to the table is we gave him 10 days. That's why we're having this discussion.
Okay.
And so we'll have to give him and we can do that. We will have to give him an extension on his deadline, because we gave him a deadline. And that's what's brought all this to a head.
Well, I'd make a suggestion that we give him the extension and let Terry report back, get with Tina and so forth, and report back with the actual figures and have it in writing what it is we're looking at for the January council.
Yes,
meeting.
we can do that.
Are y'all okay with that?
I'm gonna say that. I've been through what you've been through before, so I mean, I
It's horrible.
got a little dose of it.
It's horrible. I've got the figures that she gave me today, if you need those.
Well, I understand he wants a resolution, but I think it'd be due diligence on the people's parts that do it for us, find out the answers, make sure we're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Do we need to vote on that?
No, sir, we can
Okay,
do that.
just, okay. We'll have something, it'll be on the next council meeting in January.
Okay.
A report from Terry as to what.
We'll put it on the agenda.
Second Tuesday in
Okay.
January,
Put it on the agenda.
5:30.
So I need to come back here for that?
And you have an extension.
Okay.
They'll work that out
Yeah.
for you.
Well, see, I tried to pay it before Thanksgiving, and then I get the letter on the 4th, and I'm like, what?
Okay. We'll put all the facts together in the January
Okay.
meeting, and then everybody will.
That's fair enough. I just want to pay my taxes.
Okay.
That's what I want to
That
do.
sounds fair.
I don't want to point fingers. I don't want to point blame. I'm over all that.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. Any other citizens' comments? Do we have a motion to adjourn? Do we have a second? All those in favor indicate by saying yes?
Yes.
Any?